Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Canada Division Challenger League. Today we've got Acura Gaming versus Valors. My name is Uzumaki, and alongside me I've got the wonderful and fabulous Razors. How are you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing just fine, Chris, and I'm ready. You know, it's been a while. I'm ready to cast some Canadian Challenger League. That's a mouthful. It's kind of a tongue twister. It's hard for me to get it off, but we're going to do it tonight. I'm excited because, this is going to be you and I's first chance to cast some Canadian Challenger League. So get to see some new talent and hopefully have an interesting matchup tonight, as we are going to be going into the ban phase real quick. We'll show you exactly what maps we're going to be playing. We're going to be starting off on Clubhouse, and then our second map, Clubhouse was chosen by Acura, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Oregon, second, which was chosen by Valors, and our decider will be Cafe. So going to be some interesting maps tonight.
Yes, it definitely will be. So, looks like both teams are ready. We're going to go ahead and get this match started underway. Don't want to stall anyone else's time, more so the players. And hopefully we'll be starting here in just a few moments. But we've got Acura Gaming versus Valors GG, starting off on Clubhouse with Acura on attack, as you mentioned, with Valors going to defense. And should we go into overtime, it'll be defense for Acura starting at 6-6. And then with Oregon, it'll be defense starting for Acura with Valors on attack. And then should Oregon go into overtime as well, Valors will start on defense with Acura going on to the attack. And if we go into map number 3, which is Cafe, hopefully we get there. I'd like to see a 3-map team or a 3-map game. It'll be Acura starting off on defense as well from map 3, with overtime being on attack. And then defense is going to be on overtime for Valors, with attack going to be the starting point for Valors on Cafe. But this is map number 1. We've got Coastline. And the typical bans for this map are usually going to be Maverick and Capital for the attacking side. And then on the defensive side, since Echo's recently back in play, we should be seeing Echo get banned, if I'm not mistaken, as well as either a Mira or a Wamai or a Clash ban. Sometimes those come out as well.
And the Maverick will be the first operator off the board, but I'm expecting there to be a Thatcher ban, or at least a Capital, especially for Clubhouse. We'll just have to wait. It looks like it will be the Capital. So the Thatcher is going to be available for this match. That's something that I'm typically used to seeing, especially since I've been casting a lot of T3 lately. So it's always refreshing to see that operator stay through, and we'll see if the teams take advantage of it. Sometimes teams have their strats centered around a Thatcher ban, so sometimes they might not even rely on it heavily, but we'll just see exactly how that's played out here, as the Valkyrie is going to be that first defensive ban. So taking off those cameras and the black eyes, we're going to take away a lot of intel from the defense, and there's the Mira. So we're actually going to be seeing Echo make it through the ban phase.
Got Maverick, Capital, Valkyrie, and Mira. Valkyrie is starting to make her way into the ban phase a little bit more recently. She just provides a lot of intel with those 3 cameras that she has in her pocket. She has a C4 to work with, and her MPX, although it's a pea shooter, if you're aiming for the head, can rip the attacking heads off pretty nicely.
Oh yeah, I love, like, Valkyrie has been like one of my new mains, just because it's so easy. You know, you can just throw those cameras around the map and then just sit on the cams and run out and play like a crackhead, play like an idiot. You can do whatever you want. So it's just, I love Valkyrie, and to see her banned, it makes a lot of sense. And they're actually going to come off of that IQ. So not seeing the Echo being brought by the defense, that warrants no need really for an IQ. Unless you want to bring her for, of course, the G8 or to protect any other gadgets. But bringing that second hard destructor is going to be a lot more beneficial in the long run for Acura Gaming, as they make our way into the round number 1 here. It's going to be a cash defense for Valors. This is my clean feed. It looks like it's kind of broken now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So some quick updates for Valors. They started off the season with London, Toasty, T-Gang, Prophet, and Wes. But as of today, they decided to replace T-Gang with Jammer and Wes with Euphoria. So this will be an interesting lineup here to come out for Valors, as they've got 2 new players heading into this matchup. So we'll see how Valors can work with these new players. Or with these fresh pickups, sorry.
It's always interesting to see how a team is going to play when they first make those operator, not the operator, but the lineup changes. So are they going to be able to gel right away? Are they going to have that synergy that we see that comes from teams that have spent a lot of time together? We just got to have to wait and see. And then also another interesting fact about Acura is that they are mostly PS4 switchovers. They've actually only been, at least 3 of them have only been on PC for 2 months. So it's quite impressive that they've already made their way into Challenger League after such little time on this platform. So well on them, as it looks like they're already getting open the main wall here. So not very a good job bandit tricking, and it looks like there might have been some impact tricking down below from the Zofia, as the first kill going to go in favor of Landon on the bandit. He just goes crazy inside of the garage.
Yeah, London on the Wamai is able to take care of Schultze, the Thermite. But now you've got to worry about a repelling Thatcher on the outside balcony. But Toasty's able to take care of Formal. Down goes your sledge and your only set of nades for the duration of this round. You still got a little over half the round to play here. Toasty's going to rotate down towards blue. Probably rotate back up to main and get back to his team. He's giving his teammates now a 3v. I'm sorry, from a 3v5 into a 2v5 here. All that's left now is just Perry and Kezi alive for Acura Gaming.
Yeah, definitely not a enviable position here for the 2 remaining attackers. There will be 1 pickup though, so it's not going to be a flawless round just yet, as the Claymore will take the life of Toasty. And Harry and Kezi, they looks like they just were trying to maybe get a few picks here from the roof before they start to go for the push on the site. They have a lot to deal with here. At least the garage has opened up a little bit, and actually a run out from London is going to take the life of Kezi and leave Perry in the 1v4 situation. He won't find one to trade, at least, to get a kill for himself. So he did get his frag for the round, but he's gonna have to find 3 more, and on about 25 HP, it's not looking very likely for the Hibana, especially with this kind of setup. You know, not the best gun in the world, not a lot of ammo, and the secondary bearing, not the best gun to be fighting multiple defenders.
Yeah, the Type 89 is pretty nasty, but the only downside to it is the limited ammo count. But with 25 seconds and practically being 1 shot of HP and still having to pick up that diffuser, there's going to be a player from Valors right on the other side of the reinforced wall. They'll be able to hear that drop. Swinging around the corner is procced it. He'll be able to take care of Perry, and Valors will win round 1 pretty decisively against Acura Gaming.
Yeah, a very decisive round, and it kind of seemed like, I mean, the attack was starting to formulate. They were able to get that wall open and then apply that pressure into garage. It just seemed like Valors were winning those gunfights that Acura just couldn't respond to. And ultimately, that's how the round ended up going out. And it was an easy sweep from Valors, as they just took the man advantage and kept onto it. They didn't get too aggressive. Well, they actually did get pretty aggressive. But like I said, they were just winning their gunfights. They were just on one. So they will be going now down to the basement. Going to go to Church. It's still your typical secondary site. Normally, you'll see Church and Cash be flip-flopped as to which site teams choose to go to. We will see a 6 pick though. The Vigil for a Vigil. So 200 IQ plays coming out here from London.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, I don't think anyone on Acura is going to expect that kind of 6 pick. We'll be heading downstairs into the basement for our second bomb site. Jammer's going to go ahead and make a rotate on through into blue. Euphoria on the Maestro to provide intel. Jammer going to stop those drones with those mute jammers. Kind of a play on his name, so to speak. London's going to go ahead and reinforce the normal hatches up top with the kitchen and bar hatches. And then this should be a pretty standard setup from Valors, where they hunker down and turtle all 5 members underneath on the bomb site, having a little bit of a short peripheral roam game happening in blue, just to keep that area on lockdown. But we could potentially see London go for a roam here as he starts heading upstairs towards master bedroom.
And they have like somewhat of the operators for an SSG roam. I mean, they've got the mute and the vigil. They're obviously missing a few other operators to go along with that, like a lot of operators. But it's definitely going to be somewhat of a roam here from London. We'll see how long he persists on this top floor, as it looks like he wants to get aggressive here right off the bat and try to go for a spawn kill. It looks like no one spawned there, so no harm, no foul for either of the 2 teams as the drones start to come through. You have Toasty here playing aggressively on main stairs, just waiting for the pre-fires to come in through the kitchen door, and Nothing is going to land just yet. As London, he has the angles upstairs. It looks like he's going to be playing this hatch, trying to deny either the exothermic or the Hibana pellets from going off, as they haven't even droned him up here just yet. Or maybe they have. Maybe that's what they're doing now. Perry has just now realized that he needs to try to get up to this top floor, and they're trying to get the hatch open without wasting the Hibana pellets. I mean, that would be a waste, especially with a sledge and a Zofia on the board to be using that on the hatch. But looks like the Zofia will finally make her way over, and London, who has repositioned himself over towards the red stairs, is just waiting for this attack to come to him.
Prophet going to be the first one taken down here by Bushido, and I'm curious as to why they didn't rotate the sledge up to get the logistics hatch, but Tosi's going to get an eventual refrag here onto Formal. Down goes your sledge entering into blue, and now Tosi will retreat back behind the engineering block inside of blue tunnel. So with over half the round already burned out here, you're only barely starting to try to make the kitchen hatch open up here, as well as the bar hatch. But from the positioning here, Tosi's already roamed around all the way to the bar. Perry and London are going to get picks of their own. Down goes the Thatcher, as well as the Vigil. So it's an effective 3-on-3 with a minute left to go. It's looking a little spicy here for AcaRa to get their first round win against Valors.
The X factor, though, is Toasty. He has made his way back up the main stairs and is roaming now inside of stock. So he could go for the aggressive play onto the Hibana, I believe, who's on the rappel outside of the kitchen window. But it looks like he might be a little bit too late here as the rappel does come off and will make that entry into kitchen. If this isn't going to get impact tricked yet again, I don't think anybody else, no more impacts for Euphoria, and obviously nothing being brought by Jammer or Toasty, who can bring anything to deny that hatch. But the push starting to come through. Only 30 seconds left. They need to make this happen. And with Toasty still on the flank, this could be bad for AcaRa, especially this right underneath the kitchen hatch. It looks like that's where the attack is starting to come from. We're going to start to rotate in through bar, and the flank is perfectly played by Toasty. He does get traded out, though, so it's still a 2v2, even man count, but all the positions are being held here. Jammer, what was that? A little bit of slow reaction time, but with Euphoria still right underneath the hatch, he's going to be able to get the swift kill onto the one carrying that diffuser. It's off all of it. The Kezi, why are you peeking? No! He's going to hide just behind the box, and Kezi so close to clutching that round, but Valors will take it. That'll be 2 in a row to start off Clubhouse. I'm not. I'm not watching.
You know, for AcaRa, for only being on PC for about 2 to 3 months, I gotta credit them. Their ability to refrag almost instantly. That round right there was very superb. Very well placed trades coming out for Acura Gaming, but unfortunately the trades just did not line up in their favor. And Kezi not able to land the headshot that was necessary to take care of Jammer, crouching behind the green box sitting inside of Armory. So that's going to be 2 rounds here to Valors. As for our third bomb site, we'll be heading upstairs into gym and bedroom.
Yeah, nobody really goes to bar anymore. The last time I saw bar get played, I think it must have been like some Go 4. I think it was a Go 4, maybe even on Xbox. I don't even know. But the third site for this map is gym. Sometimes you'll see people go here first just to throw off the attack just a little bit, but with the meta in its current state, there's really nothing you can do to throw off an attack. You're going to be bringing the same 5 operators for primarily every single round you are on attack. And I mean, so far we haven't seen AcaRa switch any of their lineup up. We'll see if it persists through the entire map, but it's likely that it won't. And this castle being brought just going to be able to deny, or at least enable, the bandit trick on the jacuzzi wall here for Prophet. They did 11 hit that castle barricade and on the gym door. So if they want to go and smack it once, they'll be able to open it up and just flood right into gym. So a little trick, you know, it's been around a while, but still a very useful one for the castle.
I think I've seen this strat come out from Valors before, from a different team that I watched. I think they were in the UKIN qualifiers. They were known as She's 5'6". Some of you might not be aware of them, but I think we've seen take a little bit of a spin on that strategy here. But this strat looks to be revolving around that same She's 5'6" strategy. Shout out to my friend Union Jack there. But First minute of play is going to come to a close here as Toasty's looking to go for a very aggressive play outside his strip. The Thatcher's going to come out. Toasty's running out. He's going to get a lot of damage done, but he's not going to find a pick onto Bushido, his primary target for the first shots that he tried to get out there. So Bushido is able to live, and those EMPs are going to last throughout the remainder of this round. But now that Toasty's been compromised, he needs to be very careful on his retreat back to the bomb site and playing down below with London.
They have decided to come off of the Jacuzzi attack, not able to deal with that bandit, it seems, as they're going to be going for a separate push. No more exothermic charges for Schultze, as they're going to start to drone out in through cash. Nobody playing over here. It looks like there might have been a hold of whatever extent it was, and the only member that's really going to be persisting over here is Toasty. Actually, he's still on the red stairs. He's been all over the place in this round, and he's just waiting for someone to make a mistake here in a rat spot to say the least. This is definitely a rat spot for the Jaeger, and if he's able to catch off some of these players rotating in, it could be an easy pick. Yes, Toasty, a freebie onto Bushido, and he actually now has the help of his teammate here, London, coming up the red stairs. They're going to be stacked up here. This is the most committed flank I think I've ever seen from two roamers, but they're going to be holding on to this heavily and wasting as much time as possible as it'll be finally Toasty to fall. But do they know that London is still here? It might not be aware to the attack. It looks like, no, they still do know. They're throwing in some flashbangs and trying to clear him out, but they will let him go for the time being and let him just roam downstairs. There's only 30 seconds left. The push needs to come out onto the site. They have no more hard destruction unless Perry still has some Havana pellets. They're going to be able to open up the wall a little bit.
20 seconds to go. This is not looking good here for Acura Gaming. You have Euphoria sitting inside logistics, trying to find one who's able to successfully take care of Perry. Two big picks here for Euphoria, 4v2. 10 seconds to go. This is not looking good at all here for Acura. One's going to jump through the rotate hole, but that's Kezi able to take care of London, and Valors will rise up here with Euphoria getting himself a 3K, finishing off Kezi to end round number 3, and it is now 3-0 in favor of Valors.
Very well executed rounds for Valors. I mean, they obviously have studied their stuff here on Clubhouse, and it's showing, and a flawless rotation for Valors as they now are able to go back to their primary site in Cache CCTV, and going to be bringing the dock this time. Unless they get a 6-pick, it was no dock the first time around. So it's likely that they're going to be positioning, oh, no, the 6-pick. What is it? London, he's indecisive. He doesn't know what he wants to pick. He wants to go back to the dock. That's what it wants. He wants to go back to the dock, but his teammates are like, no, you need to pick something else. Yeah, he's gonna stick the dock. He's like, screw you guys. I need the ACOG. So it's likely that we'll see him play inside of the garage on the rafters. It's just typically where you see a dock get played on this site. Not a lot of long lines of sight that you can hold with that ACOG on Clubhouse, but I mean, garage being one of the few exceptions.
So, Acura, despite being a new team, they've actually been doing pretty okay so far. They're pretty new to competitive play. They've, as we've said before, a couple of times, that a majority, if not almost all the players on this team for Acura have only been playing on PC for about 2 to 3 months. And for this being their first ever, experience in competitive play, they're doing pretty okay. For right now, London's going to go for an early peek over to the warehouse bomb site. Going to take a lot of shots, and Kezi's going to be taken down to half HP. So they're going to have to be looking out for that next spawn peek. But London he wants to really get that pick over on the warehouse spawn, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to find anything more than just half damage on over to Kezi.
I respect the commitment to that. He wanted to peek that a few times, and I mean, probably ill-advised. You definitely can't be losing one of your defenders this early in the round, and those stim pistols won't be very useful when he's dead. So definitely a good call to come off of that aggression and move over into garage where you were originally supposed to be playing to begin with. But Toasty, he's getting very aggressive too. There's players all around him just holding these angles and on drone. So he's lucky that he's been able to kind of dip and dive between all of the activity going on the attack. And even more drones are to come through. They need to have somebody pushing with these drones in order to, frag out these roamers and to get the control that they need. they're really just wasting time. They're gathering intel, and then it's becoming outdated because Toasty is moving around the map so frequently and so erratically that there's no way to predict where his movement will be. And with about a minute 45 left, they still have yet to even enter the building, it seems. Not a single attacker has made an effort to enter the building, already opening up onto garage, trying to clear out London, who's curiously playing on the bottom part of the garage as opposed to the rafters. But he will take a few shots. Will be able to heal himself back up as he is the Docker. I'm not sure that was him. It might have been the Thatcher. Yeah, the Thatcher to take a few damage there. Is a minute 20, and there's still nobody that's entered the building from the attack.
This should be an easy pick for London, and there he goes. Jammer as well, taking care of Formal. So now 2 picks very quickly here for Valors. A third here, and the second for London, as Valors are just rallying up the kill feed here, dropping down over towards stock. It's gonna be Schultzy, as Kezi and Schultz here trying to find their way into the building, but you still have to worry about Toasty playing inside of blue. There's one that's rotated over into stock, and I'm pretty sure that might be Euphoria. For the time being, less than 45 seconds remain. Toasty still trying to play aggressive on the blue stairs window. This is not looking good here for Acura Gaming, as they're looking to lose their 4th round in a row here versus Valors.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left, and the push starting to push out. It'll be the first kill for Schultze, and I apologize for being a little bit behind here, but my clean feeds aren't working properly. It'll be another kill for Toasty, a 1v4 for Kezi. He's not going to be able to even find one. An easy clean out for Valors, and they'll put on yet another round. 4 in a row and undefeated still on Clubhouse. And just you can just tell. You can just tell by the way that they're playing that it's kind of a meme show right now.
It's honestly looking as if Valors just aren't really caring about showing their strats. I think they're just honestly just wanting to come out here and have fun and play ranked, and if it's working for them, why not? You know, they're currently up 4-0 on Clubhouse defense. They've got the necessary amount of rounds to have a good stead here on Clubhouse, but I'm pretty sure they're going to want to go for more, possibly a 5-1, maybe even a 6-0, given how they're playing here. And in all honesty, the way that they are treating Acura, some of the mistakes that they have been making, it hasn't been, been punished by Acura at all. So we'll see how Acura forms up here in the 5th round, heading into the basement attack, where, in all honesty, back in round number 2, this was the closest round we've seen from Acura, where it was just, trade after trade after trade, coming down to a 1v1 in the final 3 seconds of the round. Jammer able to stay tucked away behind the green box, right over by the dirt entrance. So depending on how if that second round rings true the same way again here in this 5th round, we could see Acura take their first round here versus Valors.
I mean, at this point, you kind of need anything you can get if you're Acura. It doesn't really look good, and I mean, just looking at the scoreboard, there's really only 2 players right now that are performing well. 3 and 4, and then Kezi, he's 3 and 3. So the only person that isn't negative on Acura Gaming. We have to try to figure out something, and I get it. This is a defensive sided map, but it's pretty much looked like a landslide for Valors, and as they maneuver their way into the 4th round to spot the head. Oh, he just barely misses the headshot onto Bushido, and he'll make away with the rest of his life, but continues to peek as he'll finally back away and save his life for the rest of the round. And more, you see, they're just playing so aggressive, like the peeking windows, they're spawn killing, and look, Toasty is not falling off this angle. He wants to take this gunfight, and even giving himself a little dance, as it's going to be nobody even coming close to trying to engage with this Jaeger.
Yeah, I think just given the way that, the reports that have come out from Acura that Valors have heard, as well as how they've played, how they're playing here in this matchup, they pretty much have free reign to do whatever they want. But the first peek's going to come out closely here from Toasty. It will take a little bit of damage over onto Formal, who drops below half HP from that Jaeger 416 carbine. So now half the round is coming to a close here pretty soon. You do have to worry about London playing inside of the bathroom if you're Acura. But Toasty will get caught out by, I believe, some damage, maybe from a nade that got tossed out by Formal. Oh. But if anything here, you've already burned off half the round, and there's not much happening here for Acura.
And there's still, like, 2 roamers at least on the side of Valor. That this has not been dealt with yet. There'll be finally one. Bushido, he'll finally find the opening pick, and now that's the second time that Bushido have found the opening pick. It hasn't led to a round win, obviously, just yet, as it's a 4-0 in favor of Valor's, but hopefully they can try to get things going in this round. Oh, the spotter, he could get the shots. No, he'll just do a tiny bit of damage to Perry, and the second set of X-Kairos will go to the hatch, but the second impact will be met, so not going to be opening up that hatch just yet. I believe that Perry still has one more set, at least he should, and unless he was able to use it on another hatch or wall. But 50 seconds left in this push. This roamer Prophet, he has the positioning here, but he's weary of the drone at the bottom of the red stairs that could call out to the remaining attackers. So he's just going to play it patiently for the time being and let this push develop just a little bit. He'll finally come down, and it'll be the perfect time as he's trying to go into blue as well. 2 quick kills. Can it be a third? He's gonna have to go for the reload, and he'll get flanked as he does it. A 3v3 now, 25 seconds left, and it looks like the push is just gonna come fully through blue. And let's see Toasty come off the angle just for a second. He wasn't originally playing behind that generator, but he will maneuver his way back into church. The angle's all being held here by Valors, and it's gonna have to just be a quick drop here for Acura Gaming. A couple shots coming out from the 5.56 on Schultze, and only 5 seconds left. It'll be Jammer to hold the line inside of blue. It's all left up to Perry. He'll find one for his troubles, but nothing else will come. Valor's 5 in a row on Clubhouse.
Looks like Acura still need to work on their executes here, and again, you know, they are a new team, but still, for their executes that come down to the bomb site, they're taking quite a long time to, first off, make their way into the building and get hatches open, because they only have to worry about one set of impacts that are only coming out from Euphoria with that Maestro, and really nothing else. They're not droning up top. They're not getting that info that's necessary for those roamers. And had they droned up top earlier from Acura, they would have been able to spot Prophet way sooner, possibly taking him out, maybe get a live trade in the process. But it just all comes down to, you know, practice and, you know, experience from Acura. But granted, you know, they're a new team, so we'll see how they shape up for the rest of this match.
I really thought that we were gonna see the Tachanka play from London.
I thought so too.
Or Cav. I was hoping, cause I assumed that when he showed them the Cav that he was gonna be 6-picking off of that. And then we saw the Tachanka. I was like, oh yeah, let's go, man. He's probably gonna like spawn kill out of the bedroom window or something, but no, unfortunately, he's gonna go back to Doc. I mean, he was promoted 3 rounds ago, and he hasn't come off the dock ever since. So definitely relying heavily on that ACOG, but I mean, it's worked out for him. I mean, he's 6-4, and along with Toasty, the 2 top fraggers for Valor, they've been able to really shut down Acura Gaming. And like you said, they are a fairly new team, so still have to work out some of the kinks. And that's what this is for, you know. Canadian Challenger League, it's going to have some teams that aren't as experienced, but the whole point of this is to develop that talent and ultimately grow the competitive scene inside of Rainbow Six Siege. And it's honestly wonderful, and I love to see it. And honestly, it's just good for young talent. So
I think Toasty's wanting a piece of that ham right there. But unfortunately, his knife is not a butcher knife, and he can't reach it. So for the time being, he'll just relax in kitchen, maybe try to catch anyone off guard that tries to enter through there. But Prophet's going to go ahead and start bandit tricking on the jacuzzi wall. And he's not going to be able to choose the right wall in time. Tossing out a C4, however, he'll be able to at least down the thermite. That'll go with the diffuser. And Schulte, who, if he does get picked back up, will be reset to 20 HP. But right now, Bushido really doesn't have all the necessary time right now to get him up in time. As there goes the first peek coming out here from Prophet. He'll be able to take care of him, but right up on the roof is going to be the Hibana from Perry, able to provide some cover onto Schulte, but unfortunately Bushido is off the board for the rest of this round. And Prophet's able to attack on the second. Okay, never mind. That was the first pick after all the ban waves.
Yeah, exactly. I was super confused too. I was like, "Where's the kill?" I was like, "Oh wait, no, it's actually the ban wave that's taking over the clean feed right now, or the kill feed." But no, either way, it'll be a 4v5 to ensue, and Schultze is still on very low HP. It looks like Formal is weary of the peek coming in from CCTV, and Toasty just biding his time and just waiting for the perfect moment to punch this barricade and go for the peaks, but still just trying to gather that intel. If he goes right now, this would probably be the perfect time. Nobody is out there looking, but he's going to just wait a little bit too long, and it could end up biting him in the long run. But Still just a slow, like these attacks from Acura are just too slow. They're not,
Oh no.
oh my God, the timing there for Kezi is London will just hop right out of the window when he pulls out the launcher, and he'll eat a headshot because of it. And now a 3v5, and you still have Schultze who's on 20 HP. It's not looking good here for Acura.
I think Jammer might have ran out of gym window, but less than a minute remains, 40 seconds actually. And Acura Gaming are still trying to find a way to progress to this bomb site. Schultz, he's already been injured before. He only has 20 HP, so any one bullet will be sure enough to down him no matter what the gun is. But Tosi's going to start peeking out, but Schultz is there ready for that peek. Finally getting a pick here for Acura, but there's only 25 seconds that remain. You have to worry about Prophet. He's rotating it outside of bathroom and into that bathroom hall with 20 seconds to go. Time is running low here for Acura. Flashbang's going to miss the mark. As time starts to tick down here, for some reason London peeks out, and he'll die here to his own mistake. But there goes Valors, able to take care of the round and finish off 6 rounds in a row here for their favor.
I mean, this has just been complete and utter domination by Valors, and if we could see the scoreboard, I'm sure that would show you exactly like what this has been like. And it's honestly been, I mean, it's been fun to watch, but to be honest, I feel like it's just Acura's lack of experience, you know, because sometimes that plays a huge role in whether a team is going to be able to play. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Not a lot of players going positive on the side of Acura. So definitely I mean, we'll see. It is a defensive sided map, like we've been saying. So it's likely that we see possibly a couple more rounds getting picked up by Acura here, but ultimately I don't think that we're playing many more rounds of Clubhouse before this goes to map number 2.
Yeah, I don't think so either. This potentially could be a 7-0, given the way that Valors have completely kept control of this matchup. But, you know, it's Clubhouse. It's renowned as a defender-sided map. And who knows, maybe Acura Gaming can bring it back here 6 rounds in a row. Crazier things have happened. You know, not too long ago, actually, right at the end of 2019, I had been observing for the Invitational. It was in the playoffs, and I think it was a Path Asleep versus Chaos at the time, and Chaos went up 6-0 on a coastline in map 1, and then Path Asleep, a renowned British UK team. You know, not many people have heard of them. They're known as Vex Gaming right now in UKIN, but back then they were down 6-0 against Chaos on Chaos's best map, you know. And then Path to Sleep just brought it back 6-0 on attack, 12 straight rounds for both sides on attack, and it eventually went to overtime. So hopefully for Acura's sake they can bring it back here. But the way that Valors have been playing, they look like there's no sign of giving up here on the relentless that's been shown here.
And this was Acura's map pick too, so definitely not looking good for them. Going down 6-0 on your own map. I mean, maybe they've got an extremely strong second map, but it looks like we're just going for the rush here. Too many people to fit in through that hole, as they're just too fat, but the push coming in very aggressively from Valors. It looks like they just want to get this map done and over with, as some more rotates are going to be made by Prophet on the Buck. Not an operator that we get Seed played all too often since his removal of the grenade, so it's refreshing to see a Buck in play. He's still a strong operator with that skeleton key in hand. It just doesn't have the explosive ability that he used to, which is so valued in this meta. There's so many shields and utility that needs to be taken through, and explosives are, I mean, quite honestly, one of the only ways, really, one of the most reliable ways to take out Maestro cameras, take out shields. There's no Maestro being played here, but the shield that's being held by Formal, they had a grenade. They could use that, or they're going to also have to use London or the Ash charges. Yeah, 2 quick kills, 3 quick kills coming in from both teams, as it's going to be swiftly in favor of the defense, as they're trying to make things happen here on the comeback in round number 7.
The one thing that puzzled me here is why the Bandit didn't have any pre-placed batteries on the backside of the wall, but With a minute 10, time is kind of on the side right now for Valors, as Jammer's already inside getting the plant down. There's really no more C4s, I believe, to work with, so Jammer's going to stick this plant down after one more second. The Bandit's starting to pre-fire over towards the main window, right outside of the B bomb site. Bushido's going to have to hop into that window to try to get the pick up to London, which he does so successfully. A 4v2 here. Now Jammer and Euphoria are the only remaining members here. Jammer and Euphoria able to pick off 2 members here, all left on Bushido and Kezi, as Bushido for some reason is outside of construction. He will hop back into server now. Time is not on the side here. There's less than 20 seconds remaining. A pick's gonna come in here from Euphoria. The Doc's trying to stim himself up. 14 seconds remain. He's only got less than 5 seconds to get these 2 frags and get that counter defuse on. He does see the body of the Ash through the punch hole, but time is no longer on the side. No matter if he were to clutch this situation here by getting those 2 picks, Valors would have already won it due to time constraints. They do so here by finishing off the Doc of Bushido. Euphoria will finish him off. A 7-0 strong victory here for Valors.
A very strong victory for Valors indeed. And I mean, obviously just showing that experience pays. And when you don't have that experience like Acura does, like we said, the only 2 months on PC for a couple of their members, and even like competitive play before then, I don't think that they were really involved in much whatsoever. But huge games from London, Prophet, Toasty. The whole team really showed up today, and it was really sweet to see from Valors, a team which, I mean, I've never personally cast before. I recognize a few of the names on that team, but I've never been able to cast this team in their full entirety. So it was fun. A good first map here.
Yeah, I think I had casted them in some qualifiers back when Rainbow Six was under ESL, but don't go anywhere. We got map number 2 coming up in just a few moments. We'll have Oregon ready for you guys. We're just going to take a quick break, let the players breathe, get some water, think about what their we think Acura can think about their strategies heading into map number 2. But for Valors, man, they came out the gate swinging against Acura here on Clubhouse. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We just saw Valor 7-0 Acura Gaming on Clubhouse. Now, for map number 2, this is Valor's pick. We're going to be going into Oregon with Valor starting off on attack and Acura on defense. So, hopefully this time around, Acura can hopefully get around or do some things better that they couldn't do previously on Clubhouse. So, we're just going to double check to make sure that the teams are ready, and we'll go ahead and move on into map number 2 as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a better second map because 7-0s are, I mean, they're fast and they're quick, but they're never fun to watch. And it's always good to have some competition, and maybe we'll see Acura come back on because this is, like you said, Valor's map pick. So they definitely, I mean, I would expect them to come out even stronger than they did on map number 1. As we're gonna be getting right into the lobby here, Oregon, baby, the new map to the map pool. So going to be seeing this for at least my first time casting Oregon inside a Challenger League. So
yeah, well, this is our first time casting within this Challenger League. So
hey,
yeah,
facts.
Yeah, but Oregon's been getting a lot of play lately, and it's almost as if, you know, like when Oregon was in the map pool, it was getting played almost every single game, unless the team was renowned for their Oregon play, then it would get banned against that certain team. But since Oregon's been back in the competitive map pool, it's been played almost every single matchup and almost every single week, at least from what we've seen inside of the NAL and within the Challenger League games that have been streamed on the main Rainbow Six channel. But for our attacking bans this time around, we're going to have Thatcher and Hibana. So no Hibana coming into this map, as what we saw a lot of in the previous matchup with Acura on attack for 6 rounds with Valor's only 1. So Mira going to be the first ban, the first defensive ban here in this matchup for map number 2, and Acura going very quickly in their defensive map ban.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, in their defensive operator ban, which is going to be Echo. So Thatcher, Hibana, Mira, and Echo.
Well, Echo makes sense. Echo is like so strong. For those of you that watch the SSG versus DZ matchup, like you'll understand exactly how powerful Echo is, and I mean why. Honestly, like when he was permabanned because of the bug issues, it was quite refreshing to see gameplay, and even talking to some pros and to some Challenger League players, some tier 3 players as well. They also agreed, like, yeah, having Echo banned right now is perfect for the meta. But will be Echo not on the board for Oregon. And I mean, like you said, Oregon has been being played a lot, like inside of EU especially. EU has been literally just an Oregon simulator for the first couple weeks.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Yeah, we've also seen it a lot inside of NAL. I think almost every single matchup besides 1 maybe, which was in week 1 with DG and Oxygen, if I'm not mistaken, has featured Oregon. So with Acura starting off on defense, they'll be starting off on the easier side of things here. But given how Valors were playing on Clubhouse, granted they did start on defense for Clubhouse, but we'll see how they can shake up their attacks here since they only had 1 attacking run on Clubhouse. So I'm excited to see what Acura can do here on defense. Hopefully it gives them a little bit more confidence, knowing that they're starting on the easier side and they can build their momentum that way.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Looks like they are going to be going, at least based on the spawns here, for a blue take. They are bringing that Maverick along with the Thermite, so they'll be bringing both the hard destructors, especially since Thatcher's banned and there's so much denial on the board for Acura with the Mute and the Kaid. Going to be very useful to bring that extra set of hard destruction, especially a Maverick who can go through anything. It doesn't matter if there's a Bandit Battery or a Mute Jammer in his way, that Blowtorch will get through it. So definitely a fast attack here from Valors, already taking control of Pillars as Toasty as he's trying to go for the gunfight here onto a couple players. He's playing double duty right now, trying to go for 2 of the defensive operators and do damage to both of them, but hasn't found a kill just yet, as the walls are going to start to get opened up here by the Maverick. The peek coming through from Perry, but it's going to be won out by Euphoria. A nice early pick here for Valors. That's going to be the Mute off the board. That's going to be the Nitro Cell and that shotgun. We know how powerful those SAS shotguns can be on Oregon.
In the first minute, we've already got 2 members dead. Make that 3 members as Valors
The round's
just rushes
over.
the bomb site. And a flawless round here for Valors on round number 1.
I mean, that was literally just Valors. I mean, Valors took control of tower and that pillar on the basement so fast. It was literally less than 40 seconds into the round, and they already had the air jabs up to watch the rotates on site, and damage already being done. It was, I mean, Valors made that look easy, like really easy, and especially with the bans that are up right now, that shouldn't have been as easy as it was. It just feels like Acura aren't holding like the proper positions. They're just giving up free real estate over to the attack, and that's allowing for them to have so much time to go for those site executes once it comes time.
Attackers
So
need to
they're
locate
very
and defuse as
fast
many
paced
bombs
round
as
number
they
1.
can.
We'll be heading into the dorms for round number 2 here for Acura Gaming. And if things keep up this way, I'm afraid to say that we're in for a very, very short ride this series, man.
I mean, that's just kind of what we're gonna have to get. I mean, Canadian Challenger League, Canadian competitive play is just so young right now that it's gonna take time probably for a lot of these teams to kind of get their footing, and we see some of those top teams come out of the woodwork. So
5 seconds.
definitely need to give some time to Acura, but I 100%
Attackers are moving
agree
out
with
to
you. I think
locate a
that
bomb
we're
and
in
defuse it.
we're in store for another swift map.
So hopefully for Acura, they're starting to realize some of the mistakes they're making.
Yeah.
And if not, then they'll at least have this VOD to look back on. Because as far as I'm aware of, I don't think Acura's been casted at all. So they really have nothing to look back on outside of just, if they have VODs recorded from their scrims or from their qualifier games that they played to get into this league. I'm not so sure. So with the limited availability, I should say, of VODs that are used for the teams here, it's no surprise to me that a team that's as new as Acura would have some trouble going up against seasoned players that are on Valors.
Already this attack starting to formulate itself over towards Big Tower. The wall has already been made soft. It doesn't seem like it's been ash charged just yet. Or actually, they're choosing to save the ash charges and actually just shoot open a hole for them to walk through. As Euphoria, he'll find the opening pick yet again. Perry and Euphoria have been battling it out in the early parts of these rounds, and it'll be Euphoria to win it out yet again, as he's now got 2. He's now 2-0 on the opening picks, and Bushido coming in for an aggressive play. He's just going to take out the drone and choose to back off over towards Armory as the pinch is starting to come through. Schulte gets the first kill for his team before he gets traded out by London. Now in a 4v3 here in favor of the attack. This is Valkyrie getting downstairs, going to get caught off by Jammer. He'll come in. No, he got his kill stolen. I think Toasty. Jammer steals that kill away from him and allows for the rest of this push to come out as the Jaeger still holding inside of Armory. He's going to get pushed by one. We'll down him off, and he's going to wait for the second one to come in for the peak, but just going for a few pre-fires here. It's left all up to Formal on site. He'll find one, though, so it's essentially a 2v2 with the plant going down. Looks like Toasty will be able to get up, pick his teammate back up, so it's back to a 3v2. Formal just pushing his way out of the rotate. No rotate here onto Kid, or onto Generator, as it was called at one point. Toasty puts things into a 3v1. It's now all left up to the SAS operator. Can possibly clutch this out. He has the kit to do it with the shotgun, but no, not going to be able to reload or switch to that shotgun fast enough. Toasty comes right around the corner and takes the head off of the mute. Now 3 in a row, or I guess 2 in a row for Valors.
Effectively, that is the 9th round in a row won here by Valors.
Yeah, at this point, I've lost track.
Well, it's a 7-0 plus 2, so that makes 9.
Yeah, that's
math shouldn't
right
be
there.
math in your head shouldn't be too hard at that stage if it's only in single digits. But doing math on stream sometimes can be difficult and can bite you in the butt. But hopefully, this for us, it shouldn't be too hard to keep track of how many rounds in a row.
If I can't count
Valors
it
has
on one hand, it doesn't work. Okay.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But we got an Ash being 6 picked away in favor of a Zofia. So a little bit more utility
Attackers
to
need
work
to locate
around
and
there
defuse bombs.
to destroy and to disorient their defending enemies over on Acura Gaming. This time around, as we're heading into the basement, Formos have decided to make a rotate hole into the blue tart basement hallway. So the first one, we didn't see that. We saw both of those walls being reinforced, which led to the eventual rush that came out from Valors. So hopefully by holding down blue and pocketing a reinforcement, say on the Jaeger, if that Jaeger is able to stay alive, or possibly even the smoke, whoever has that pocketed reinforcement, if they're able to keep control inside of blue after those ADSs get burned off, then they can rotate back into the B bomb site, reinforce that wall, and force Valors to try to open up the wall over on the north side of the map.
Yeah, it's a cheeky play, and I mean we've seen it played out quite a lot. We saw it played out last night in the E United versus Tempo Storm matchup, and I guess that wasn't last night; that was 2 nights ago. But I mean, either way, it's a cheeky setup where you go for that pocket reinforcement and are able to just delay time and then still force the attack to try to open up the wall. So it's definitely a heads-up play, and it's likely going to work out here. I mean, for Acura, but last time we saw Valors attack this side, it was quick ground covered by the Nomad especially, and it looks like a Nomad of Toasty is already trying to go for the aggressive play, and Nitrocell will come out from the Kaid, but will not land onto anybody as they were forced to back up after the smoke grenade was detonated in the construction hall. It looks like they're already going to be deciding to back off and possibly go for that reinforcement. Yeah, Formal going to pull out the pocket and pull out the reinforcement out of his pocket. I really don't know where else he would have kept it, but either way, it's Toasty. Again, it'll be Valors to find the opening kill, and it's Schultz's this time to fall on the Wamai. Shortly after, it'll be Bushido, but it's a 5v3 for the attack.
Things are not looking good here for Valors as the Jaeger parry starts rotating in from Freezer, but getting close with the shotgun here is going to be Formal. Right up onto, I believe it's going to be London, right over on the laundry side of the site. Right now, this Jaeger is still stuck inside a Freezer. Nade's getting tossed over from the Maverick. Huge pick comes in from Kezi, but he's going to get instantly refragged by Jammer. 1v4 here affected for Perry. Can he find the 4 members coming out here? Was not even able to find one, as Euphoria is able to take care of Toasty for him. And Valor's winning 10 rounds in a row here, going up 3-0 on Oregon.
I mean, I was hoping that this map would be a little bit more competitive, but obviously...
It is regarded as the most defender-sided map, but when... I'm going to bring it up again. Granted, AcaRa has been on PC for a couple months, and they haven't really been exposed to competitive play outside of possibly, just go-fors and qualifiers that they played to get into this league. So
and ranked,
and ranked too. Yeah, ranked can only get you so far, because competitive and ranked are 2 completely different games.
Nah, what are you talking about, bro? They're one and the same. Whenever I want to get some adrenaline going and want to start IGLing and stuff, because I'm not a competitive player. I go to ranked. Ranked is the comp scene for someone that's trash at the game. So,
well, to be fair, you are a caster like me. So does that mean we're both trash at the game?
No, casters can play, bro. Have you not watched Flynn?
Yeah, Flynn just got first place inside of the candidate division with the Mirage.
So Flynn is living proof that casters can play. So shout out to Flynn. Hey, make sure you also go follow him. I think it's Flynn Cass. I think that's what his Twitter is.
Flynn Cass on Twitter.
Yeah, make sure you go follow him. He's close to 10K followers. So Flynn Cass on Twitter. If he hasn't already gotten it, he might have already gotten it. Let's see. Yeah, he got the 10K. So congrats to him. But still, go follow him. He's got great content over there, and he's a caster just like us.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Former caster. But yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Once a caster, always a caster.
So with round number 4 going into play, the Jaeger's going to go ahead and open up some holes to look through into Master. I don't necessarily agree with the armory play, just because it's rarely ever used by defenders. And Toasty just barely seeing the head of the Jaeger there, but he's not able to find the proper timing there to click his head, as he'll be going for an upside down peek, but this should go in the favor of the Jaeger, but he shoots just a little too preemptively there, giving away his position to Toasty. And he's going to go ahead and win out that gunfight. Good night, Toasty. There goes your Nomad. I don't believe he even got to use any of his air jabs outside of possibly just one.
Another frag for these for this round. It'll be Profit to trade things off and leave us in a 4v4. So you've essentially lost your Nomad for a Bandit. Definitely a trade, I'd say, that goes in favor of the defenses. Like you said, it didn't sound like any of those air jabs were able to get put onto the map, and that's going to allow for a lot more free rotation. An aggressive peek. Euphoria just barely misses it as Bushido is still inside of Armory. Like you said, this is a very interesting setup, as Armory is like you're kind of left on an island, and with no way to rotate out, it'll be London. He'll find one as well, and so after finding the opening pick, it'll now be 2 in a row for Valors as they're trying to continue their dominance here on Oregon. Actually a quick answer back, 2 from Acura, and now we find Valors. Okay, and as I'm talking, these kills are just going on and on. It's a 2v2, and with Kezi still alive on the drone, he's just gonna rotate right around the attackers, acting like he's one of their own. But no, that is an enemy drone, and it will be dealt with shortly.
Kezi right now needs to rotate up white stairs and help out his teammate, because his smoke is the only member on site right now. As the gas grenade is going to get tossed out, choking a little bit of health, and he's going to get spotted right now behind that shield, going for a wide peek. He'll have to rotate himself into attic. Finally, the Mozzie is able to rotate upstairs, but Euphoria is swinging around the corner. He's going to lose the gunfight here to the smoke. All on Jammer now in the 1v2 as he rotates into the rotate hole. But Acura are finally able to put themselves on the board. Formal coming up clutch here with 2 massive picks for his team. And finally, Acura able to answer the call and stop the bleeding 10 rounds or 11 rounds later at this point.
I can't believe it. I can't believe Acura took a round. Good for them. And so now they're going to be forced to go down to the laundry room. And I mean, ultimately, that push just came down to Acura, and that attack just came down to Acura winning their gunfights, and they won the trades there. It was looking kind of shaky for them, especially after they took down 2 from getting the opening pick, but they were able to pull it back together, and the combo of I believe that was Thatcher and the Thermite. It had to be Thatcher. It definitely wasn't Sledge. So the Thatcher and the Thermite combo able to clutch that round out for Acura, or not clutch that. I guess I'm speaking wrong. It was the smoke that clutched the round out for
Smoke and Mozzie.
Yeah, the Smoke and Mozzie. I'm speaking wrong. I just have Valors on my mind. I just keep thinking that like they're the ones taking it, but no, Acura, like you said, they finally get around 11 rounds later.
Formal, if I'm not mistaken, able to pick himself up 3 picks that last round. So he's definitely the unsung hero here for Acura, as he was the member to finally get Acura on the scoreboard here. But after 11 rounds, Acura finally put themselves with a round. So hopefully they can keep this trend going. They need to win 3 more rounds in order to tie up Valors, and hopefully they can get some kind of hot streak going. But eventually Valors had to lose a round at some point. And if not that round, which round would it have been?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't like. If we would have like seen 2 7-0s in a row of 14-0, that would have been pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure that like that rarely ever happens. Normally you'll see at least 1 round go to the other team. Other than that, like if that's not happening, then it's like what's going on? Like this team is obviously just way better than the other one, or the other team is just not playing to their standards. But either way, it's going to be Acura trying to put 2 together, and as this hold is going to be formulating itself, Formal, as he's blind, is not going to be able to get that pocket reinforcement down. He's going to try to go for it anyway.
No, what are you doing?
Euphoria is perfectly positioned. He's now 3-0 on the entry. It's going to be 2 swift kills going in favor of Valors, and all the praise and glory that we gave Acura for winning the last round is swiftly going to the toilet, as it's now a 1v4 for Perry on that roaming Jaeger. Jammer putting that diffuser onto the ground is going to make things even more difficult for the Jaeger to win this out, as we're only a minute 20 seconds in, and the Palm is down, and it's a 1v4. Perry will find one, but can't find the second. Valors find another round, and it'll put them in the 4-1, 3-1.
London, are you good? or was that Profit? I think it was London on the Ash.
Yeah,
I think that might have been Profit. Oh my goodness.
Well, the Ash was Ash was Profit, yeah.
Oh my God, Profit. That's a yikes, man. But either way, your team wins the round. You're up 4-1 on Oregon attack. It's not looking pretty here for AcaRa and Valors. They want to put this one home. They want to, be able to just close out their season, finishing in 7th place, and get their bag, get their check.
Yeah. That's another thing. I think we forgot to mention. This is the the 7th and 8th place match. So we were originally going to be doing PDHM, but they unfortunately had to forfeit. So we're on this match tonight. So just a little bit of a heads up, and playing for basically the only thing that these two teams are playing for right now is a little bit of extra cash in their pocket. I'm not sure exactly what the prize difference is. Let's see. They don't say. It doesn't say on at least Liquipedia, so I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely a decent amount of money. It's nothing huge, especially since this is Challenger League. But to these players, any more money that they can get in their pocket, the better.
5 seconds left.
Final round of defense here coming out for AcaRa,
Attackers
as well as the
objective
final
is to
round of
defuse
attack
the bomb.
coming out for Valors. Bomb site is going to be, I believe it was Meeting Kitchen, if I'm not mistaken, but looks like all of Valors have spawned construction, and they might want to just go ahead and make the push and make the call to go ahead and just move on through into tower, as you've already got 2 members set up outside on each doorway, as well as Jammer starting to push on through to try to get rid of the wall sitting inside a meeting. But the Ash, with no Ash, London should be able to come around and get rid of this Evil Eye soon, this bubble here, as it's been known.
Only 30 seconds gone, and already an aggressive take in through the towers. We see Formal here. He could get a nice nitro cell, but it will just barely stick to that door and allow for the Jackal to save off his life for the time being. He's going to go scan a few footprints here, so he'll spot out that mute that was just positioned on the main wall. And London, he'll find yet again another opening pick for Valors, as it's two quick kills. Valors, when they get kills, they come in numbers, and it's going to be now a 4v2 as Schultze, getting aggressive onto the wall, will fall down the hatch and be in the 1v4 situation, and it's now 0-0-4 as London comes right down through the basement. He'll follow the Maestro through the hatch and come right up the back stairs and give another round to Valors before we see the side swap.
We didn't even get through half of the round there. We got through 1:15 and it was already over. Oh my goodness. Valor is just completely dominating against AcaRa here, showing their seasoned veteran experience here against the newbies from Acura Gaming. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and flip sides. Valor's going to switch on over to the defense here, with AcaRa heading on over into the attack. And a 6 pick coming out from Toasty away from Goyo, possibly Oryx, but no. No? Is he sticking the Oryx? He's sticking the Oryx. If I'm not mistaken, this will be the first time that we've seen Oryx for ourselves inside a competitive play.
Attackers need to locate and
at least the first time I've seen it.
I've seen it in AGN a little bit. And so I have casted an Oryx before, but this would be, hopefully, Oryx is an interesting operator, because, his ability is literally to jump through hatches and Kool-Aid man his way through walls. So, and didn't he get a buff as well? Can't he just continuously run down? I believe, or that's on the TTS. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting switch up once that becomes to the live server as well. It definitely allow for more rotation and faster movement all around. And, whoever came up with Oryx is, definitely a creative operator, to say the least.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
So all Valor's needs at this point is just 2 more rounds, and they can go ahead and put it in the books that they made 7th place in Canadian Challenger League. And if I'm not mistaken, they will also be inside of relegations against one of the 2 qualifier teams that comes out in the upcoming qualifiers. If I'm not mistaken, they happen in September. I believe they happen in September. But either way, it'll be AcaRa and Valors sitting inside of relegations.
And Callie, that's the first time we're going to be seeing her brought out today. As I mean, she's really with the Thatcher ban, really the most
Attackers have
effective
located a
way
bomb.
to take out those nuke jammers, Kaid, Artilla, and you can still actually place the Artilla in a good spot to where they won't be destroyed. If you place it on the roof as opposed to the wall itself, the Cali charge won't get it at London because he'll be able to hit these shots. He's gonna try to go for the Nomad, but just barely misses the head and ends up just eating a little bit of damage for that. Is oh no, Toasty.
Oh, Toasty,
Toasty,
don't
please
do it.
Toasty, Toasty, please do it. Oh, if he's able to get this flank off, it looks like he's gonna call for his teammate to go for the push at the exact same time. He's gonna come right up the hatch, and no, he actually gets caught out by Formal. A valiant effort from the Oryx, but ultimately it results in his demise and a 3v5 for Valors to try to fight their way out of.
From that, no, Oryx doesn't have impact, no, because he's literally a human rotate maker. Yeah. But the bandit's gonna get really aggressive here from Prophet, but he's also got to be worried about someone entering beside him, and this coverage coming out from Jammer needs to be crucial to be able to hold off his backside. With only a minute left to play here, as the ban wave comes in. Prophet's gonna get absolutely blinded here by Schulte, but he won't be able to tell. But a gas grenade gets tossed poorly here and will choke Prophet out down to 1 shot of HP. But now U4 will have to be keeping coverage outside that big window as Prophet sits on 1 shot of health here, right outside of the trophy door.
Yeah, he's definitely not in a good spot. There's about 37 seconds left, and this push yet again, Acura. We saw this on the last map, too slow, and I mean this could give the advantage over to Valors if they're just able to get a few picks and possibly deny that diffuser. Looks like Schulte will come in for the plants. He'll take down Prophet, who's already on such low HP, but it's Euphoria to try and get the refrag here as the plant is going to come down from Schulte. So a 2v4 post plant here for the Wamai and the smoke. Make that just the Wamai. Euphoria gonna have to ace clutch if he wants to win this round out and send us to match point. Otherwise, it's gonna be Acura Gaming who take their second round of the evening. Trying to go for a few pre-fires onto the player on repel, but nothing will land. More damage done to the Wamai.
Oh no!
Yeah, how do you win that gunfight on such low HP? It'll be the second attacker that will give him the problems. Though Formal, he won't miss his shots. It'll be the second round for Acura.
Yeah, that Cali should not be losing that gunfight at that range, but you know, mistakes happen. And that's the second round here for Acura. So at worst, they can finish this map 7-2. At best, they tear through Valors and bring us to a map 3, which, in all honesty, I don't even think that even Acura would have thought they could have possibly done if we even get to that point. But we're gonna have to go through this one round at a time. Toasty switching away from Alibi, however, into a Mozzie. Meanwhile, Perry's away from the Maverick and going to 6-pick into a Ying. So Jaeger and Romai are going to be very crucial for stopping out those Candela charges.
Yeah, it's
need to locate and
definitely surprising to see the Ying get played, as there is the Wamai and the Jaeger on board for Valor. Definitely. I mean, we'll see how Perry decides to use those. I mean, if there's anybody that's going to be able to clear the utility, they have, They have 6 sets of flashbangs, 2 smokes that Perry could possibly use to clear an ADS or OMI. You've got the stuns and the impacts from Formal, so plenty of utility to take out these ADSs. They just need to have the coordination to do so. As look at Formal. Formal really he had a decent map number 1, and he's played well on Oregon as well, so really stepping up for his team. But on the other side, it's been all London on that Jaeger. 10 kills for himself through 8 rounds, so a nice round for London, a nice map for London.
Because you're going for a bit of a ranked pre-fire, you could say, because normally that spot's really only hidden by anyone sitting inside a ranked, but you hardly ever see anyone sitting inside that garage. But I mean, again, it is Valors. They've had a pretty comfortable lead here by 3 rounds. It wouldn't surprise me to see them try something like that. So, you know, not a bad choice at all from Kezi there to pre-fire that spot in the garage. But we've already burned off 40 seconds, and the attackers looking to be that they're going to want to attack over on the master side of things. But Prophet's able to take care of Schulte. That's going to be your only hard breacher, and with Perry 6 picking over to the Ying as we saw in the pick phase, that could come to bite the Acura in the butt here later in this round, because he was on Maverick before he chose to switch over to the Ying.
Yeah, definitely not a enviable spot here for the attack, as again, it looks like both of these teams want to put an emphasis on holding armory. It's definitely an interesting call to do so, but London, both Jaegers really on both teams choosing to play it so, as it looks like the Capital going to try to go for the angle on that window just at the top of the armory stairs, but nothing will come of it, as it looks like he has even fallen off and gone up to the roof, as nobody from the attack yet to enter the building. Like we've said, these attacks from Acura Gaming are just so slow, and I mean, they end up getting the ground that they need, but when it comes time for an execute, you still need time to do that too. So this definitely needs to be something that Acura work on here as they go over the VOD, but 3 people stacked outside of the main window as the Candelas come in. The push is going to be following shortly after.
Uh-oh. Oh, that C4 just barely misses. It connects with the bottom of the floorboard there inside the bomb site, but these flashbangs are going to come on through from the Ying. A great pick to come through for Jammer on the other bunk inside of big bunks on the A bomb site, but now Prophet's going to rotate into small dorms. 35 seconds remain on the clock here. Not a whole lot of time for Acura to get this execute going, and their plan has stalled here. They know it true to be well. Jammer with another great pick here to take care of Perry. The Zofia coming out from foremost, trying to fight back, but he'll get instantly shot down by Jammer for his 3rd pick here. 15 seconds remain. The Nomad's not going to have a chance here at all. Flawless round yet again for Valors. Huge plays coming through all across the board here, especially from Jammer in this last round.
I mean, like I said, that push just way too slow from Acura, and they weren't able to win any of their gunfights. They tried to stack in through that window, that double window inside of the site, but it was ultimately just shut down by Jammer on that, playing the SMG-11 shotgun combo perfectly. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. That M590 is overpowered. It's so strong on Oregon just because there's so many close quarters that you can just come up and just pump them one shot to the chest. And the more you believe in this is what I've heard. The more you believe in the shotgun, I heard it does more damage. So obviously Jammer believed in it that round, but definitely a strong map number 2 and a reason why they chose this map. But match point finally.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
One more round is all Valors will be needing to put this series away, and they will confirm themselves for 7th place as they prepare themselves for relegations. Meanwhile, for Acura, it's been a tough fight for them. It's been a very, very tough fight for Acura. Only winning out 2 rounds in the past 12 the past what? 16 that have been played, because it was a 7-0 and now we're 6-2. So 16 rounds have been played out in total, and
10 seconds to insertion.
It's just been a very tough season for Acura Gaming here, and you know, they probably expected themselves, you know, not do as well considering the caliber of players that they knew heading into the season, but you know, it doesn't hurt them from trying. You know, they gotta give themselves like a big pat on the back for, you know, even able to take some rounds off of teams that, you know, are way more seasoned than them, that have more seasoned players. So this could be Acura's final round here inside of the Canada Division Challenger League in Stage 1 before they have to head on through into those relegations.
I mean, if nothing else, at least you got the experience. You know, you were in Challenger League for a season, and you're able to gain that experience that it takes to be inside of Challenger League.
Is this a cap can? This is a cap can.
Oh yeah.
I just realized that's a cap can.
Yeah, the cap can. It's definitely not the Chanka, but Toasty, yeah, he had picked that. He showed it too, so not going to be trying to hide that. No 6-pick whatsoever. So the attack is 100% aware that there's a cap can being brought, but curiously enough, they decided to leave the walls inside of electrical, as you know, it was once called. I'm not sure if it's still called electrical or not, but you know, it'll be whatever those walls are, it'll be left open. Normally I want to see those reinforced, but maybe just choosing not to, or maybe forgetting about it. I'm not sure which one it is, but It'll be a push in through construction nonetheless, as the exothermic charge will go off onto that wall, and likely to see an aggressive play here from the shotgun as he's going to push right into the hallway. He'll down one. Can he finish off the second? Yes, he can. Finally gets traded out by Bushido as it's just hits a clown fiesta going on right now.
Oh, what a
It'll
shot
be formal
from Formal.
to put things into a 3v3 as about a minute 20 is ticked off the clock, and we're going to see the remainder of this round. The Capcan, Toasty, coming on the flank. He'll give his team the man advantage as he'll get a second kill. The Capcan going huge here. It's now a 1v3 for Bushido if he wants to win this round out and keep his team alive in the series. Otherwise, it'll be a swift 2-0 for Valors. The shot's just not landing for Bushido, and the flashbang won't either. He's just going to blind himself as he'll sit just outside the blue door. We'll find one onto London, but it'll take a lot of his HP for that. Toasty is on low HP as well. If he's able to hit the shot, he'll be able to get the round, but Toasty hitting his shots right now. He'll find himself a 3K to end things off, and another swift map number 2 for Valors. They'll win 2-0.
Well, at least for AcaRa, you know, they were able to finally get themselves on the board there, but Valor's just proving to be way too strong for Acura Gaming here. And that'll do it for us here, or for both these teams actually, inside of the Canada Division Challenger League, finishing off Valor's in 7th place and Acura in 8th place respectively. So a very swift 2-0 here for Valor's. Very, very quickly completed match for both these teams, and unfortunate for Acura, they fell, you know, as they did, and are only able to pick off, I think, a total of maybe 10 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, inside this league. So hopefully they have a bit more success in their relegation match, but good games to Valor, and I think they have a very strong chance of keeping their spot in Challenge League next season, next stage, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen the one map from Valor, but it was definitely the 2 maps from Valor. But I mean, they definitely played really strong, and nothing to take away from Acura, because like I said, they're a young team. They're very new. Only 2 months. 3 of the players 2 months on PC. Like, that's insane to me that they're already inside a Challenger League, and I mean, it just goes to show the benefits of expanding the North American division into 2 different divisions, Canada and US. So excited to see how the rest of this plays out as we go into qualifiers and whatnot for more Challenger League play. So
yeah. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. My name's Uzumaki. Alongside me with Razors, we ended up casting Valor's 2-0ing Acura Gaming. And that's going to be it for us here tonight. Shout out to our producer, DJ Dextras, and our observer, Ty. They did a very splendid job running the show tonight for us. And we'll catch you guys next week for the rest of the games that happen inside of USCL. So everyone have a good night, and we'll catch you guys next time.